Hi everybody, thanks for joining me on my second voyage, week number 3 already. So I started by running a paycheck of $1,902.17 through the line of credit, and then the interest was $10.44 for that week. Expenses of $507.77 came out, and then the cash flow of $392.53 came out. And then I did go ahead and put that $950 set aside for next week for when we do next week's budgeting. And then once again, there's a $12,000 credit limit on this account. And then if you were to include the $950, the available is $1,283.51. But then when you exclude it, for the real amount would be $333.51 is the progress we're making for the availability of opening up that line of credit. So then, when we look at our weekly income sheet, we once again did the $950, and then the expenses are broken down into $260 going to the card loan, the student loans, and there's 2 of them for a total of $145.77. The line of credit, we kept $50 in there to keep that building up and opening it up some more. And then I did go ahead and just pay my gas bill out of the line of credit, and that was $51.70. And then I did take out some cash of $50, and that was for some dine out expenses and just some other miscellaneous expenses I just want to have some cash on hand for. And then after the income and the expenses got taken out, there was that cash flow of $392.53, which got applied to Discover 2, and that totaled out the $950. So before I applied the $392.53, the balance was at $3,912.16. Then after the $392.53 got applied, the balance became $3,519.63. So now, with our Discover updates, as always, that balance transfer 1 still at the 0. That makes the Discover 2 balance transfer 1 $3,519.63, and then that is due on December 23rd. The credit limit is at $18,500, making available $8,365.37, and then it dropped that minimum payment down to $202.69. And then we go to the Voyage Log. So as of to date, so far on this journey, we've paid $965.37. And then the remaining balance currently is $3,519.63. So I'm calculating about $503 a week should get this paid off. But part of me is still going to hope that maybe we'll get it done a little bit sooner. Guess we won't know until we just keep trying. And so with all of this, I did have a couple of things that occurred recently that may have an impact on my finances. One of them was I have that American Express card, and currently it had a balance or a credit limit of $14,100. And what happened was they took that $14,100 and it got reduced down to $4,700. Luckily, that's not one of the cards I'm using to do a lot on. I'm just running a few expenses in and out of it. But the statement's coming due on that soon, so I'm going to look at the new statement and see. It'll probably be easier to see what to do with that card, but I'm thinking it'll probably be just one that's kind of in the background where I'll just run a few items just to keep the card active. And also, another not fun thing that happened was our clothes dryer needed to be replaced. and and then came to around $950, and that included the clothes dryer itself, and then there was installation, and then a delivery cost. And honestly, with them installing it and doing the delivery made life so much easier by having them do it, because there's no way I would have, well, I suppose I could have figured it out, but it was just easier having them do that for us. So one good thing is we were able to put that expense onto a Citibank card, and currently it's running a 4.99 on current purchases. So that kind of gives us a little bit of time not to have to worry about that amount for a little bit. And then another cool thing is I did have on my, actually both my Citibank accounts, I currently have no minimum payment due this month. And that is because of the way I went ahead and sent in the payments, and I did it close to the statement closing time. So they held on to the funds, and they're going to put them, let's see, no, they apply them to the next month's statement. So therefore I end up with no minimum balance because that was a fresh payment that just happened. So I'm looking ahead. Next week I only see Discover One needing a payment. So there is a potential of an excellent pay down that week. And as always, I welcome any comments or questions. Please like and subscribe, and I appreciate all of your views on my videos. It keeps me motivated on this debt voyage. And thank you so much. See you next week.